Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I want to do a real quick and dirty overview on basics of how to interpret a nutrition label. This is really fundamental. But I just really believe if you are in a position of you want to eat healthier or you want to maintain or manage you want to manage a certain health condition or you just and curious about food in general, I think understanding how to read a nutrition label is essential. I will say it again. I think this is something that all humans should want to do because this is a part of stewardship. And I think in order to take better care of your body that God has given us, we have to understand what we're putting in our mouths. Now, as I said, this is a very basic overview. This is going to be quick and dirty, but there are so many people who have made videos on this topic. They go in depth, and I just think you just have to have a desire to learn more. Nobody can't beat this into your head. And for some people, this may be something that you just don't want to hear, but this, for somebody, this may be the first introduction. So hopefully this starts you on your journey. And I hope that this will bring forth some curiosity so either you can make better decisions, that you can take control of your health, and that also, too, that you can now make better choices, and then it inspire you to want to learn more. Okay. So I want to go over kind of what the groundwork that we're going to be covering. And so we'll start there. So, what are we going to be talking about? One is what is the role of the consumer? What is the role of the FDA? What does the nutrition label really tell you? And how do you enhance your personal health literacy? And what are some application tools that you can do today to better your health? So, why do I care? I understand and appreciate the value of good health and know that it's a gift from God. All humans who have a body should understand basic nutrition. That should be your duty as a steward of God. Okay. The consumer, what is the consumer role? Your responsibility as a consumer, because you have a body, it is your responsibility, and you have been tasked with understanding how to take care of this body and being a good steward over it. Okay. You only get one body, you get one life, and good health, it is so valuable. And you got to think about it. If we truly want to be used by God, we need to be in the best shape that we possibly can. And if you can do something, whether it's monitoring what you put in your mouth or the quality of that, then let's do it. Self-efficacy. It is you as an individual belief in his or her capacity to execute behaviors necessary to produce specific performance attainments. In other words, you cannot rely on somebody else to do this for you. You have to have your own belief in your capacity to now produce behaviors to receive or to attain the outcome that you want. By number one is reading nutrition labels to make sure that you actually have a better quality of life. And so, what are some of the actions you can take? Is reading the nutrition label, understanding what some of the foods are. We all have cell phones. You can look words up if it doesn't make sense to you. And I'm just of the belief if it has a lot of ingredients, maybe you should consume it. Or if it has a lot of things in it that you can't pronounce or understand, maybe you should consume it. Okay. So, what about nutrition labels? Number one, I talked about the role of the consumer. We talked about that. What is the role of the FDA? Well, you have to know legally the FDA allows up to a 20% difference plus or minus between what's on a nutrition label and what's accurate. Okay, they legally can do that plus or minus. So you can be eating 20% more calories than you think you're consuming when you're consuming an item. You have to keep that in mind. Food nutrition labels are automated. Anytime a manufacturer, typically when they're doing food labels, especially if it's very expensive for what I understand to create a very accurate nutrition label, and that's going to be number four and number five. And so basically, it's just like My Fitness Pal or some of these apps. Some of that information is accurate. So if you're holding an item in your hand, you scan it, and My Fitness Pal pulls that information up. A lot of time it's inaccurate. Okay, and so it's the same thing with food nutrition labels. They're automated. They put this information in, and they give you a roundabout estimate just to satisfy the label's for the FDA. And we have to understand, if you go into the store right now, many times there are foods that do not have nutrition labels on it. If you look at some of your grocery stores, some of the grocery stores that repackage meat inside of the store, if that comes from a company, a lot of times it has what's in the meat or it has nutrition facts on it. But if it's packaged in the store, it does not have that information on it. Most companies don't want to pay for the testing. They don't want to test for all the ingredients. Um, don't want to pay the money. It's expensive, from my understanding. And oftentimes, foods aren't actually being tested. The ingredients are sent to a bot. The bot shoots out FDA compliant nutrition facts, and there you have it. You have something that you don't even know what it is. All right. So, as a consumer, we have to become our own health advocate. And so, I want to give you an example of a nutrition label. This label is bogus in the sense it's just a bunch of numbers. But one of the things that I want you to look at, anytime you're looking at the nutrition label or the nutrition facts, you need to understand how many calories constitute a serving. So it's 2 servings in this particular item. So if you consume the whole package of this item, then it's 500 calories. But actually, 1 serving is a cup. Okay, so that 1 cup constitute that number in these particular facts. But if you eat the whole thing, you need to double all of that information. This gets a lot of people tripped up for whatever reason. Okay, sometimes you're thinking you're consuming less. You saw 100 calories on the package, but it's only for a teaspoon. It won't go a long way. The main 3 macronutrients that we focus on, most people focus on, is your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. Okay, but I want you to also, too, when you pick up an item, take a look at the sugar and the sodium. Y'all, some of this food is so high in sodium, and the sugar content is so high that all it's doing is pretty much negatively impacting your blood sugar. Okay, it's causing a blood sugar spike. But when you're looking at a nutrition label, please make sure that you're looking at the serving size. That's important because a lot of times we're overeating and we're not taking into account what we're actually eating and how much. Okay. So I want to go beyond the label and compare 2 products. These are 2 products that I have consumed. So Delicious, the organic coconut milk, was my go-to plant-based milk for a long, long time. I started having a lot of digestive problems after drinking it and whatever I consumed. And the malt milk, I think I've been using probably for the last year or so, maybe a little bit longer. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the cleanest products in terms of a plant-based milk that is on the market outside of you making it yourself. Okay, so let's take a look at the ingredients on these 2 products. If you can see the So Delicious, you see all these items in here, and one of the things that it has in there is gelling gum. Okay, and all these different things. It's fortified with all these different things in it. Okay, but like I said, I consumed this for a very, very long time. It's thick, which I like. I like the consistency of it, but as you can see, it has a ton of ingredients. Probably not the best choice. Well, sometime later, I found the malt milk. Um, Although this is made with almonds, wouldn't be my best choice. But me consuming this milk, I automatically saw a difference in my digestion. I didn't have the distension and the bloating that I typically would have. And so obviously this has 1, 2, 3 ingredients in it, where the So Delicious has, I don't know, what is that, maybe 10 or 15? I don't, maybe 10 or 15. I didn't count them all, but you can see the difference. So obviously, I know what filtered water is. I know what organic almonds are. I know what Himalayan pink salt is. But all these other things that's in the So Delicious, I don't necessarily know what they are. So this is a way of you, as far as calories are concerned, they're very comparable per serving. The almond malt milk is much more expensive than the So Delicious. You can see serving size 64 ounces in the coconut milk, and then you have 28 ounces in the malt. It is much more expensive, but it is worth it for me to pay that because, like I said, my digestion really has been pleased by that particular change. Okay, so this is some of the things that you ways that you can scrutinize what you're actually consuming and make better choices. Now, we've talked about the role of the consumer. We've talked about the role of the FDA. We looked at a nutrition label. And so, how do you enhance your personal health literacy, and what are some applications? Okay, that some of the applications is determine that you want to live a healthier life and make healthier choices, and actually take time to read the labels. Don't be so in a hurry to just eat something without counting the cost of what you're actually consuming. Okay, and my go-to thing is really learn how to prepare meals at home. Learn how to cook. There are people who are making videos all the time with different recipes and things like that that you can implement in your life. And when we talk about personal health literacy, in a very simple way of putting that, it's just really your way of navigating the healthcare system. And I think nutrition is part of the healthcare system. A lot of things we can avoid going to doctors if we would just take better care of ourselves by what we're consuming. It's going to start there. A lot of diseases can be avoided by what we consume. So I want to encourage you today. Again, this is a very basic overview. There are hundreds and thousands of people probably on YouTube that has made videos like this. If you really want to change your life, and if you really want to do something to better your health, you'll do it. Nobody has to beg you or um, prod you with this information. If you feel like you need someone to help you, hire a coach and hire a trainer, but hire someone who really knows what they're doing, and not somebody that really sits there and pacify you and you're in control. But a lot of this information you can do and find out for free. You don't have to pay for it. And then you have to have a desire to improve and learn more. But as a human being and as stewardship, we all should want to take care of our bodies the best way that we can. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I look forward to seeing you and posting future videos like this and more. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And I will talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Be blessed. Bye bye.